Hey, guess who's back? Episode 4, right? I've already. Yeah, um, I told you I didn't give up on this podcast. Um, just to get back in the swing of things. I don't think I really fully analyzed the intro of this. Well, you read the title of the video, analyzing the intro, and today we're gonna get a closer look into that. I hope I haven't done this before. This is not the song. If you haven't noticed this, that's not my name. Here, okay. So let's just get into the riddle of this. We're starting out. This is the whole thing. I wrote this in a program called MuseScore, and oh my god, I forgot the music. I guess we should listen to it first. I had it pulled up here, uh, for the intro. But if we're analyzing it, I guess we should just listen to it beforehand for as a reminder, and so you know what I'm talking about, right? I think that was a bit loud. I think I turned it down. Hope the audios are okay. Alright. Oh, I love that so much. So, MuseScore typically, I've used this program for maybe, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years. That's just a guess. Um, it's typically made for writing down music on the paper so you can print it out. It's not really made for playing back the stuff and then using that as the finished product. But I figured I would try to write something specifically made to be played from MuseScore, and I think I did a really good job. It's a really interesting group of instruments. You have piano, of course. I'm gonna use piano, violin, viola, which I don't know when I use it. Oh yeah, we can get down to later. So we got a small string section, violin, viola, cello. Violoncello is cello. A recorder, harp, classical guitar, it's just guitar, and double bass, which I don't know why I put down here if it's part with the strings. I guess I used it more as a bass instrument than a typical, more of a jazz setting where it's like pizzicato. Pizzicato means you pluck the strings. Um, you will see a lot of. I don't think. I don't think this should have been pizzicato. I don't think that's supposed to be there. Um, I mean, it doesn't really change the sounds. Like here at the beginning. Okay, we're just gonna start with the beginning. So first we have this chord, which I don't feels a bit muddy, which I think was the sound I was going for, because you got this clump of notes right here, and when you I'm gonna just solo the instrument here. When you hear it together, all these really muddled together. I think it's a really cool voicing. And then you can hear the cello and the double bass. Also, I guess doing the bass note just to add something to it. And we've got the classical guitar here doing a sort of melody, I guess, until the recorder comes in and I guess just does the actual melody. So we have this program lags so much now that's updated. Yeah, I started out writing this piece, this little section here with the piano. The That thing right there is really fun to play on piano, but it's sort of inspired by Breath of the Wild, which I guess I've talked about on this podcast before. The music's so good, and one of the night writing, like one of the most inspiring pieces of music is uh when you're riding on your horse in the night. The Oh my god, it's so good. The piano like has these crazy big jumps, all in one hand, just flying past, and it's such a peaceful sound, even though it's a bit stressful to play because it's so hard. It's so hard, but I love it. It is. It's. I will just ride the horse just so I can hear that. And I sort of tried to emulate those big with the and I think I did that later on here, like here, which I guess is the same sort of shape. It's this group of 3 big jumps, which if we go back, yeah, group of 3, and then it goes down and up again, which that also does, and then I guess it goes a group of 3 down and a group of 3 down, which, okay, it differs there, but that's cool. I don't know if I did that on purpose. They share a lot of similarities. And then over here, I think this, you can't really hear this. This is more background stuff. I wrote this piano part's one of the first parts I wrote, and I am recording. I probably should have checked that a while ago. Yeah, I didn't really think it fit with the other stuff, but I thought, you know, I'm gonna use it anyway, so I'm just gonna make it piano so you can't really hear it much in the background. Well, of course, the bass part's really important to that. It's really, the bass going da 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 da, and then the chat, but the viola got a solo here. So, yeah, and then you can just hear that in the background there. I used to have the violin also doing something sort of similar to this, where I think I just copied and pasted it, but at a different time, which is called a canon. But canons are supposed to be structured, C-A-N-O-N, not flowy type. My idea was it was supposed to be like just a wash of color in the background, doing all this, just, I don't know. It didn't really work. It just sort of sounded messy, and it overshadowed the melody. So I got rid of it, but I did keep part of it with this piano in the background. Yeah, and then if we're gonna keep going with the piano part here, we have this mess of a chord. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes just for the one hand, which, I mean, oh, the left hand can't even help because it's all the way in the bass. Yeah, I don't know how you would play this. I've got a piano here. You should be able to hear it. Oh god, 1 second. So I added my piano here so you could actually hear me play stuff as an example, but I forgot to connect it. So we're gonna, what instrument do I want? I'm gonna add an SI electric piano. What does the S stand for? Or the I? I don't know. But, here. Okay, MIDI effects, and pitch. Now I'm gonna put it up an octave. Okay, so the chord we have here is which is basically an entire scale, but smashed together. But it's down here in the lower register, so it's just a complete mess of, if it plays, please. New score. Yeah, there we go. It's sort of acting as a dominant chord to lead us to the end. And I guess I started with, this? What's in the bass? A flat. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because, so what I started with was just, so a dominant chord is a chord that has tension. It has these 2 notes in it, and that's supposed to lead us to, like, or maybe, and what you can do with dominant chords is you can add other notes. So here's the bass, the core structure of the chord. But then I decided to really make it money and add as many notes as I pretty much can without, I don't know, jazz musicians coming and killing me for adding too many notes. So I went with the maximum possible, I feel like, on top of this, which is it's not even a chord at that point. It's honestly, it's just me lying down on the piano. I love it. I love it so much. Usually, you can get away with adding like 2 or 3 more notes. I went with the maximum, 6. I think that's so cool. And this resolves to, which I imagine, even if you're not the most musically trained, you can tell that that's a lot more stable than... That wasn't the actual chord. I actually smashed my piano there. And then the piano gets a solo and ends with this. Oh yeah, I also wrote this at the beginning. It's just a... Oops. What is this outline? Oh. Okay, so this is an outline of I guess the final chord, which is... an F sharp minor 7. Yeah, it's the same thing as this chord over here. But, fancier. Because it's the same thing with that Breath of the Wild thing. It's honestly all the dude is doing is oh shoot, I'm gonna find the music. It should be... Oh, I think I have it. I'm sorry everyone. I would show you it, but first of all, I can't remember it. Second of all, I got new headphones and the cable isn't very long, so I can't really go very far in my room. My keyboard's kind of out of the way. Maybe I'll show a picture. Probably not, because really the only pictures I show on the show are of art and, you know, in the thumbnail. So, well, my point being is that it's just a fancy way of outlining a chord. Like, if you want to outline, that's our final chord in this piece. What I did here was just play... Oh, wait a minute. There's... I missed a note here. I thought it was just... There's an extra hidden note in here, in the bass, which completely changes the meaning of the chord. Wow, I surprised myself. This is a... How did I go from... I'm not sure how that works. At the very least, you can hear that this note here leads down into the final chord. And it's jazz, you can do whatever you want. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, that's the piano part. Let's see what else there is. Oh yeah, you also might be wondering, why is it called Untitled Rhapsody? Well, if you're familiar with Bohemian Rhapsody, a rhapsody is a structure of a musical piece. A structure of a musical piece that has multiple sections, like your chorus and your pre-chorus, that's very structured. It's like A, B, A, C, A, B, or whatever. But in this, a rhapsody never repeats itself. Bohemian Rhapsody, honestly, isn't even a rhapsody, because in the beginning, there's that, is this the real life? And then at the end, it sort of repeats itself. But the main idea with the rhapsody is that structure is A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. It doesn't repeat itself. Bohemian Rhapsody, you could say, is A, B, C, D, E, F, like A, and then, oh no, you repeated yourself, but it's still got the spirit of Rhapsody. And so in this section, so what I did to write this is I had all these separate ideas, completely unrelated, and I had to connect them somehow, and I was like, okay, I love Rhapsodies, and it's going to be a really interesting way to have to bridge these two completely separate ideas together into sort of a cohesive whole. And so we have this idea, and then over here we have something in a completely unrelated key. Oh, I guess that's a transition. That's kind of weird because, okay, there's this whole idea, right? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright, let's move on to the different instruments. The strings play more of a supporting role unless I mention the viola solo. So I guess I'll go to that. Viola solo. Why does that make you lag? Oh, I think I know where I got the inspiration for this melody. It's Steven Universe's oh, what's that song? Pearl Steven Universe song. It's Over, isn't it? Yeah. How's it go? Yeah, so in the, I guess it's the chorus, it goes, it's over, isn't it? And it's a really cool motif where you have it's called a chromatic note, where instead of just going back and forth, you instead of using this note, you use the one right next to it. It's outside of the key, but it gives it a little bit more of a flavor. And that's what I did here. If you, okay, so we walk up the scale. And I do the same thing where I, it's literally the same interval, but I change it a little bit. So instead I go, oh yeah. That's cool. So that's the first idea. And then I repeat it. But here, instead of, I sort of I wanted to make it a little less repetitive. So I changed the rhythm a bit, so instead of, it's, which you can see here in the written part, unless you're not watching the video, is I grouped into groups of 3 instead of 2, so it's got a bit of a swing, you know, like in jazz, where it's da 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 instead of da 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 da, which is so boring. I'm joking. I love all rhythm, and so we move on to that. Sort of like the structure you could say is A prime. I altered it a little bit, and so it goes. And then we do another chromatic, and to lead to these 2 notes, I use the note in between. And here is probably one of my favorite devices, you could say, is when you have there's a lot to explain here, but it's the same sort of idea of chromaticism. Yeah, chromaticism, where I'm here and I want to get, well, that leads, it's not chromatic, but it leads into it really well. And in the bottom line, instead of just going down the scale and going, there's that space in between once again. So I walk. So it sounds like. Da, da, da. Yeah, right, that's the melody there. Next up, what's the cello doing there? Let's listen. Once we score stops all again. What? What's the violin? Oh, the violin's doing something similar. Oh, that's so cool. It's mimicking what the piano is doing. So the piano is let's play that again. So when it does that group of three down, da 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 da. The left hand mimics the right hand and does it one beat later. So da 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 da. And oh, it's so cool. And it breaks here to go into the next part, but the violin and the cello do the same sort of thing, but they go back and forth and creates this cool rhythmic sound, I guess. If we add that in, should I do it right? No, I did it right. You can't really, you can barely hear the cello here. I'll mute the piano. Stop lagging. Can't wait till the next update, if they ever fix it. So da 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 da. I sung that completely wrong, but like that, it's such a big jump. So it's da, and then all the way down, like 2 octaves down. The cello is just right, and that's transition coming from. I don't even know how this happened. I guess I had this idea in the piano, and I used the harp, which I'll play right now. Or this one? Yeah. So this was so, I don't even know how I came up with this. It's sort of the same idea what I said before with chromatic voice leading, where it doesn't have to make sense as long as they're connected. As long as they're close together, you can get away with weird stuff. So we have this chord here. Alright, yeah. So sort of a James Bond sound. And this goes into and that goes into yeah, so you can hear this isn't chromatic, but it is the same idea of voice leading, where you use close notes together to get away with the. So example, the note in the first chord goes to, and those 2 chords aren't very really related. Let's see what I want to see where I was coming from and where I was ending up. Okay, so we started out in G, and I needed to get to A flat. So, I think I complicated things, but I really loved the solution I came up with. And I needed to get to, which on its own you could transition to right away because they're right next to each other. That's a cool sound. But I guess my solution, I guess I came up with that chord, the first, and that's what I wanted to get to to, right now that's a big jump, so I guess I went from, and that chord leads us into, I'm confusing myself. Ooh. So this chord typically wants to lead us to, but that's not where we want to go. Instead, I took this, and I took this note and lowered it, so I used this to go to... What? And I guess leads into, I don't know how that even remotely makes sense or how I came up with this. I am in shock. What? It's so cool, but I don't understand it at all. Huh. Okay. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about the recorder at the beginning. This behemoth, which I would never want to have to play myself. It's so fast. So fast. So that's cute. It's just a simple melody. And here it outlines the chords played on the piano. And it adds an interesting little thing, because all the piano it's playing is and this is once again, it's a dominant chord, but all the piano's doing is playing the basic parts of the notes. The chord foundation of the chord, and the guitar and the recorder add some flavor to it. So we add this note, which is a bit cool, and classic guitar adds, ooh, if this was an assignment, I'd get notes great. I'd get points graded for this. So I played this note in the quarter, but the classic guitar. Oh no, it's fine because it's a bit weird, but you don't want to be playing this note and this note at the same time. They clash a bit too much, I guess. And you wanted to do either one, but they play it at separate times, so it's okay. The guitar also adds. Oh wait, no, I'm a genius. So this note could be described as two ways. You don't have to understand this, but it's a sharp 5 or a flat 13, and if it's a flat 13, you have both of these notes. It's just contextualized in a different way, so that's okay, but not... I mean, you're not gonna... It's not bad, but it's a bit... I don't know. You know, rules are meant to be broken. So I wrote it in the music as this being a sharp 5, but my mind was thinking as a flat 13. That's cool. So once again, the piano plays this. The other parts, the guitar and the recorder, imply harmony on top of it, so... And then we resolve to... Alright, it's time to look at the second part of the recorder, which I'm gonna slow this down. Alright, so what is that mess? Still need to slow it down. Tempo, let's put it down to half speed. 47% works too. So it's sort of a jazz solo, I guess. How far am I on recording? I've been recording for 30 minutes. Oh my god, and I still have more to talk about. Okay, I'm just gonna play it. So what I knew is I wanted fast chromatic notes that sort of slide in the middle of this. So first we outline... Oh my god. Okay, so I'm outlining this note in the chord, so I go. So that's a chromatic, right? And then we go into... How did I... I mean, at this point, you could play whatever you want, and it's going past so fast, you could get away with anything. So that's another chromatic, and then we go into another chromatic. Oh, what's... And then we get a 7-tuplet, which I can't play, especially at that speed. But I just wanted to cram more notes into it, and so I put it into the 7, just to make it a little more fun. Because at that speed, you have no idea what's going on. And, wait. Oh, come on. Use for a worker thing. So I sort of... So I do these fun chromatic notes. And then I outline this chord, which is just notes of the chord from the... I can't even play it again. And I shoot up to this high note, which MuseScore says only professionals can do. When it's this weird note, it's like, oh, it's some people might not be able to play that note. It's so high. No. Oh god, I'm not a singer. Yeah. What else? Is that it? I guess, and all there is to it is the guitar at the end, which... Oh, I'm still at half speed. And that's just a quick chromatic run up to... So, just to add, I don't know, a bit more rhythm, I run up to this, and then I do this whole rhythmic, which sort of sounds like a fanfare, actually. Jacob Collier uses the same thing. I didn't even realize. I mean, it's a really simple idea, so it makes sense that other people also did it. So I repeat it. It sort of overlaps itself, because it's supposed to be in groups of... I assume the time is 4/4. Yeah. Oh no, it switched to 3/4. So it's sort of a 4/4 idea in groups of 4, but the time we're in is 3/4. So it sort of overlaps itself. So it's... And then, because it doesn't overlap, because it's 3/4 or 4/4, I just added this extra quarter note, and then we get into the end, which is a beautiful, wide voicing of... I didn't really do much in the high end. I guess I did with the... But this this low end... Wait, what? Did I play the wrong note here? Huh. Maybe I'm saying things. No. Oh my god. I think this was unintentional, but at the end it goes, and then I do the stuff in the ends, in the high ends. I think I played the wrong note here, and I played a... I guess this is at the same time when I'm doing this, but I saw this E, and I used that as the bass note, even though D is the bass, so they sort of rub up against each other, which in that low end maybe is not what you want. I didn't even notice. That's kind of cool. Let's hear that again. It's really subtle. That's honestly really cool. It's sort of these two ideas going on at the same time. This da 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 da, because that's very E. Well, you could say it's A, but and this, this cluster resolving to this completely different thing. Sort of. Hmm. That's cool. That's really cool. Huh. Well, I've hit my time. I usually go for 30 minutes. This was a lot of rambling, not a lot of structure in this explanation. But go see, there's a lot I had to say about just this 4 pages, 5 pages I wrote. And I'm very proud of it. So, I hope you enjoyed listening. I don't know if I'm gonna be recording much, in the future. I mean, I still have not given on the podcast. What I mean is, I don't know if this doesn't mean like, oh, I'm officially back, but I had time to record something. So I'm gonna play the outro music if I have it. Here it is. And yeah, thanks so much for listening. Love you.